So these were their challenges. Basically, they
These were
were
mainly the
using
challenges.
different systems to manage same piece of information. You can call it they had data silos. So the information in different places. Yeah.
We've been doing Zoho One implementations for about close to 6 years now, and we have roughly over 400 clients with us, with a 98% stay rate.
Let's talk about what customizations did in Zoho CRM for them.
We basically were able to design a system for them that actually did fit their need. Every 6 months to 9 months, there is something new that we have to keep doing apart from providing maintenance or typical support, so to speak.
Welcome to our case study discussion on the Zoho One transformative implementation. Today, we're going to talk about a specific implementation that Wyeth did, that is for Immucura. So glad to have you welcome on board, Wyeth, and let's talk about it. I'm happy if you want to introduce yourself, man.
Okay. Hi, Raj. Thanks for having me. My name is Wyeth from Delvio Consulting. We're located in two primary locations, so one being the UK and the other being in India. We've been doing Zoho One implementations for about close to 6 years now, and we have roughly over 400 clients with us, with a 98% stay rate. So that's something nice to know.
Very
About
good,
once
man.
and
Very
and
good
become.
retention rate you have. Do you want to talk about what are the challenges that were faced by Immucura before coming to you first? Because customers, they might be able to relate with the same challenges. Yeah.
Yes, of course. So, Immucura approached us. They're basically a healthcare company. They
Mhm.
specialize in immunotherapy as well as cancer treatments.
So these were their challenges. Basically, they
These were
were
mainly the
using
challenges.
different systems to manage same piece of information. You can call it they had data silos. So the information in different places. Yeah.
They're lucky they actually had data silos because a lot of the stuff was old school. So it was done on Excel, right?
Okay.
You
Was
really can't
in
get much done on Excel.
basically a lot of legacy systems were
A
used.
lot of legacy
Yeah.
systems, yes, and that to over multiple locations, which is multiple countries. So very hard to
So
maintain and collaborate with.
how how would you or how we can say that Wyatt or Delvey Consulting was the right partner, implementation partner for them?
Well, I mean, typically we focus on understanding each client's needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they approached us with this issue, we spent that time with them. Now, there's two ways you can look at things, right? If you're looking to make a quick buck, it's pretty apparent.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're willing to spend time with your client and understand the issues that they're facing. So it's more of a hand-in-hand partnership than anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with our experience in customizing Zoho solutions, we basically were able to design a system for them that actually did fit their needs, because no two companies have the same system. They can be similar, but it never works that way, right?
Yep.
So for us, it wasn't so much about implementing software. It was actually about creating a solution that streamlined the operations, plus something that supported the growth. Because not only did we have to look at it from a current point of view, but we also had to look at it from what's going to be there over the next 2 years, 3 years, or going down the line,
Mm-hmm.
5 or 10 years. So, plus they understood why were they happy to go with this? Because they pretty much understood that we were willing to partner with them for a long period of time.
Okay, so it was not a short-term relationship
Absolutely
kind
not.
of a thing. It was build the system, deploy it, support it, provide the training, and help them to grow their
And
business
we
as
still
well.
support and we still provide them with ongoing monthly support.
That's right.
We've been doing that for about 4 years now with them. And plus, it's like every 6 months, because the company grows, right? And there's
Agree.
always a need for something new. So every 6 months to 9 months, there is something new that we have to keep doing apart from providing maintenance or typical support, so to speak.
So, out of the whole Zoho One application suite, one of the biggest application that they were going to use was Zoho CRM. Let's talk about what customizations did in Zoho CRM for them.
Absolutely. So we initially started with the discovery phase, which typically one would do with the CRM to understand how the operations worked and the
Mm-hmm.
challenges that we faced. And then from there, we moved to business process mapping. to visualize the workflows and actually visualize it. So when they looked at it, it made sense to them, because we have to keep in mind from a development perspective, we can do what we want, but that really doesn't work. It needs to be more of what they want, and for the people who are actually sitting and using those systems. So it has to actually work for them, right? So based on that, I mean, we customize the CRM by centralizing their patient and operational data. A lot of tasks were repetitive, so that's one thing which we sorted out by using workflows. And obviously, we integrated collaboration tools. So this step-by-step approach ensured the solution was perfectly aligned with their needs.
Okay. So within the CRM, if I put it correctly, right, one of the biggest challenge is utilizing the system in a standard way, right? So by the sounds of it, what you did is you did the client interviews, you mapped the business process, you agreed on the business process first, and then fit the system or the business process inside the system, right?
Correct.
And
Yes.
yeah, so that's more like it. So then within this CRM system that we're talking about, what are the automations that might have helped the business? Which are those automations that you put it in place?
Yeah. So typically, what really helped is when I use the term typically, right? One of the things we really look at is lead assignments, because that really helps in terms of having to negate the manual functionality of assigning leads. One person having to assign leads to different sales people or support people or whatever it may be, right? So we set up lead assignment rules, so inquiries went straight to the correct people, right? You may have a team of 50 people. All 50 people aren't going to be working with leads, right? So, and then obviously following up with that was email sequences to have to save the time and energy to manually email. So let's say an inquiry comes straight in, you have an email automatically shooting out, thanking someone, and then giving them the option to get back, or confirm a time for a follow up with either a consultant or a doctor, whichever may be, right? So we created workflows to handle things like onboarding, tracking, treatment processes. It helped cut down on the manual work. Plus, again, as I initially said, these are multiple locations. So each location was considered a department, right? So with that being said, we had to maintain GDPR as well. So plus allow the flexibility of data sharing if and when required by multiple nurses, doctors.
By the looks of it, inside the Zoho CRM, it was a magnitude of the work. So, and one of the part is enriching the data while your user or your customer is interacting with the CRM, right?
Yes.
And that's my next question to you. So let's talk about how did you achieve that enrichment? Did you use that Zoho Forms? Did you bring the data from the Zoho Forms inside the CRM? Did you use something in the middle, Zoho Flow or something, to do these as a connection between them? So let's touch base on this part, because for a lot of people who buy Zoho One, they don't know that there is other applications that you can utilize, right? To extend the CRM or enrich the data inside the CRM or bring other functionalities in it, right? And Zoho Flow, Zoho Forms are one of those applications. Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me what you did in case of Immucura about this.
So at the time on the website, they were using basic WordPress form plugin, right? And then during the discovery phase and then the process mapping, we picked Zoho Forms, right? Because two things: Zoho Forms works well; it's a good form system. Secondly, it integrates well with the CRM, right? Whether it be by API, whether it be natively, it works. The challenge, however, that we faced was they were looking to allow for duplicates to come into the system, because you could have a patient coming onto the website, filling in a form, submitting it, and after that going on to chat and then trying to chat with someone, right? So that's two different locations from which data is pouring in. Now, typically, if one were to use Zoho Forms and natively integrate it with the CRM, a record's created, but then let's say the same patient again submits that information, the record gets updated, it doesn't create a separate lead, which they wanted, right? So we had to look at options available to us, and what pretty much hit the sweet spot was Zoho Flow. right? So using the webhook, what we did was we integrated Zoho Forms with Zoho CRM, had those forms put on the website over multiple locations, and they had different websites for different regions as well based on language. So
Yep.
all that data pouring into the CRM, and if a duplicate was created, the good thing here was it wasn't just created and sat there. Just like lead assignment and notifications, in the same scenario, if a duplicate was created, that duplicate notification would be sent to the department manager. So the department manager could then pay attention to say, okay, fine, is this duplicate part of the same inquiry, and then merge the lead, or is it a separate inquiry as well? Because someone suffering with cancer might have separate needs, not just one single need with the cancer treatment that they're looking to get.
Yeah. So good. There was a good use of Zoho Flow and Zoho Forms
Absolutely.
in that way. But you did talk about in the middle there the customer's ability to chat with the staff member or something. So maybe that's my next question. Tell me,
Okay.
or let's talk about the selection of TDO and Sales IQ together in case of Immucura, because generally you want to put one chat widget application, not two of them. What was the reasoning behind this, and what made you to do this one?
So TDO was straightforward. So from my point of view, as we say, we always look at what the need is versus the want is, right? So in this scenario, the need was TDO. They were happy with TDO. It worked fine for them.
And you still implemented Sales IQ visitor analytics in it, though.
Only for the visitor analytics, correct. So we didn't use the chatbot features, but Sales IQ also offers something called visitor analytics. So we took that tracking code, put it onto the website. So every time there's a visitor coming in, the CRM or the record in the CRM would be able to identify and show how many times that person or patient has come onto the site, and that vastly improves a reason as to why you need to get back or connect with that.
So
it helps in a lot of perspectives.
So basically, you still bring in those goodies of the Sales IQ, and whereas you use the TDO for its good part, what the client
Yes.
was already used to it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Good. That's the best. I think that's a better way to put it. So tell me, because you have done the whole implementation, you have seen the client going from using the legacy system to adopting the Zoho One. What improvements you have seen in the business since they started using Zoho One as a package?
One word: centralization. So operations run much more smooth. Automation saved a ton of time by cutting down on the manual work. Real-time data sharing, very important, has made teamwork within the different departments at Immucura much more easier. So they're making decisions faster, in a position to grow more. Files are easier to access for patients.
Okay.
Now, I'll come to the patients part after this. So patients, nurses, and doctors. Now, why did I include patients into that? If any information needs to be sent over to a patient by either a nurse or a doctor, it can be done literally with 2 clicks of a button rather than having to look around with paperwork, go through manual files, look here, look there. So everything's in one place under each record. It's made everything much more efficient.
So basically, instead of having the data silos, that's the word that we were using right in the beginning of the video. So you had more of a centralized information system where you have a client and you have all the activities related to the client showing up in almost in one system rather than multiple places. Okay.
Yes.
So now next question is what do you see next with Immucura in regards to Zoho One? Do you see that they will be able to use some other applications, or other question could have been with it, what are the lessons learned you would like to share with the people who are watching now and who are going to start their journey of implementing Zoho One? What do you want to share?
Okay, so currently we're providing support, and as we currently see it, unless there's some major change, which we are completely not aware of, we don't see us stopping providing support for Immucura. That's one. Right now, coming directly to Immucura, we are obviously looking at ways to refine their processes even better. Now, again, if something's working fine, you don't go, dip your hand into it, so to speak. But what we've noticed over 4 years of partnering with them is every 6 months to a year, they're always coming to us with something that either needs to be implemented, another Zoho One application. So, for example, the newest one being Zoho People. We're still in the process of that, and it's not something we really got into because the HR people were aware of how to use it. It's a very simple application. The learning curve is next to none. It's really nothing to it. So with things like that, obviously analytics. So analytics is a constant requirement that they have. So analytics is deeper insights obviously help expanding automation. So that's another thing which is always, is always required from Immucura.
Beautiful. So these are the applications that you see that they might end up in adding to their basket, right? To enhance. So now, what are the lessons that you would like to share? That's lessons that are learned in this implementation for the people who are gonna be embarking on the journey of using Zoho One. Yeah. What do you want to share to them?
And say, get in touch with us. we'll do the heavy
That's
lifting
for sure.
you.
That's one. What else, right?
With that being said, when you're implementing a system, regardless of whatever system it is, I mean, let's take Zoho for this instance because we're Zoho partners. When you're implementing a system like this, it's not easy as 1, 2, 3 bit. Were that easy, we guys wouldn't be around, right? So, from that being said, these CRM systems are powerful, right? Especially, I wouldn't really call Zoho One an ERP. It's close to an ERP. Is extremely powerful set of applications offered by Zoho, which will make your life extremely easy. So let's say if you're a sales-based company, for example, you save a minimum of 50% of your time automating tasks. So you actually, in summary, you get the system to work for you and not the other way around. So it gives you time to concentrate on sales and make more money for your business rather than spend time jumping around, fragmented systems or fragmented applications or applications scattered all over the place, and then because when you're looking at it, who works on these systems? I don't, you don't. Employees work on these systems, right? So their lives need to be made easy. And the only way this can be done is a system that can actually work for them. Right? So they get to do what they're hired for. I mean, that's the most important part. So that's one key thing we keep in mind when anyone approaches us for any kind of questions in terms of, is Zoho good enough, or is that application good enough, or what can we do with it? So that's pretty much it.
I think to wrap it up, in my view, it's the business requirements that dictates the selection and the path that we take. And as soon as you start standardizing these processes and you start adopting the way the systems are designed, at least 80-20 ratio, basically 80% you should use it the way it is designed, 20% you put it your customization, the way you want those small bits and pieces you want to change, right?
Yes.
Because every business have some sort of an element that they want to bring and they want to make that one personalized according to their business, right?
Yes.
So now, thank you, Wyeth, for sharing all these insights. I'm pretty sure this will be helpful for somebody out there and will be useful, and they will be able to watch this video. And it goes without saying, if you need any assistance, you need any help, we are just a call away or an email away. Yeah, just click on the link given below and contact us. Okay, perfect. So
thanks so much for having me, Raj. I appreciate it.
No, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye for now.